Sorry, John. I should have come sooner. I just felt so guilty about it. Jesus.
No, but we both came back from the dead. I want to know who shot me. It's meant to be a homicide investigation. Police! I think he's got a knife.
So he is a robber. Does that mean that he can't get hit?
Damn right it does.
No.
Everybody, and a very warm welcome to this live streamed Q&A for the eagerly anticipated release of the brilliant code 404, which airs on April the 29th on Sky One and Now TV. And if you haven't seen it, you are in for a treat. It's absolutely sensational. Featuring two wonderful actors, Stephen Graham and Daniel Mays, who I've both had the pleasure of having them both on the Soccer AM sofa, but I promise there'll be no football chat today. I'll be chatting to the guys for about 15, 20 minutes, and then afterwards, I'll be fielding some of your questions. So there's still time to get those in, and I will try and get through as many of those as I possibly can. So without further ado, let's chat to the stars of the show. As I said, a very good afternoon to Daniel Mays and Stephen Graham. How are we, chaps?
All good. How are you, Fenners?
I'm excellent, guys. Strange times that we find ourselves in, but we're making the most of it. I'm quite excited about this, actually, chatting to you two legends from my own living room. Stephen, how are you coping with lockdown, mate?
Yeah, we're not doing too bad, lads. You know what I mean? The homeschooling's hard, so Hannah takes care of most of that. I do like bits of footy in the garden and dance classes. Grace does dance classes, and I do the exercise. So I'm sweet.
He's mentioned football already.
Daniel, how are you bearing up, mate?
Yeah, we're all right. We're muddling through. My wife unfortunately broke her leg on Mother's Day, so it's been a bit tricky. But let's not go into that.
No, yeah, he goes into it enough on our WhatsApp group. He does nothing but moan. Nanny McPhee, we call him.
Let's swerve that. Let's get on to Code 404, guys. As I mentioned at the top, it's absolutely superb. I love it, but I want to hear what you think about it. Stephen, let's kick off. Tell us about your character, D.I. Roy Carver.
Yeah, it's it starts off, and it's kind of what attracted me with the script as well. You know, Hannah read it first and just said, right, you've got to do this. And it starts off, and you think you're in one of those proper serious police dramas, you know what I mean? Which you are. That's kind of how we played it. And obviously, Major gets killed straight away, you know what I mean? And then he's left on his own. And a year goes by, and he's been moved right down the ranks because, you know, he's one of them. He realizes he's not that good without Major, you know what I mean? It's a proper double act. And during that time, he's developed a relationship with his missus, not in a snide way. It started off as a, comforting one another. And then things kind of led certain ways, and two people came together through the love of the other person that was no longer there. Anyway, and then Bosch, he comes back. So you can imagine what happens, the catastrophe that unfolds when he pops back up from the dead. Yeah, it was just a great script, Fenners, and I really wanted to be a part of it, thanks to Danny, do you know what I mean?
Daniel, tell us a bit about your character, D.I. John Major.
He is, he's got the most impressive, he's got the best arrest record in the SIU, the Special Investigations Unit. But Major is nothing without Carver. They're a formidable sort of double act. They're the top of the tree there. And there's a sting operation at the very beginning of the first episode, which goes horribly wrong. He gets gunned down. I mean, my agent phoned me and she said, they want you to play a policeman and you get killed in it. I thought, we've been there and done that and got the T-shirt. But with this, he comes back part AI. He's like a invaluable asset that they need back. And so it takes a year for him to come back. And as you can imagine, all sort of hell ensues when he returns. All of his brilliant police instincts that he had have somehow got lost in translation. So all the wiring's gone wrong. So he's kicking down the wrong doors. He's arresting the wrong people. And and it's just a comedy of errors. But it was an absolute one of the most enjoyable shows I've ever done, and to get to work with Stephen again was an absolute dream. We had an absolute blast. It was brilliant.
Superb. All the audience, if you could send in any questions that you've got for the guys, once I've got through my initial chat, then we're going to do those. Daniel, you spoke about the moment there when you return after a year. Let's take a look at that clip where you two are reunited in a graveyard.
You know, I should have come sooner. I just felt so guilty about it. Fucking hell! Hello, Roy. What the fuck?
Oh, I thought you'd say Jesus. So I could go, no, but we both came back from the dead.
Jesus.
And the moment's gone now.
But I saw you die, John. I gave you CPR. I felt your blood running through my fingers when I tried to get your heart going.
I'm the best cop in the unit, mate. They had to bring me back.
They? Who were they?
The geeks, the techie bods.
Oh, my God.
No, not him, you toy. He's flying a plane. Her. They rebuilt me with computers. Yeah, she'll explain all the science bit.
So are you like a robot?
I'm the same DI major who's been saving your ass for the last 10 years.
Love it, love it. Now, Stephen, I hope you don't mind me saying this. I have known you for some time. A lot of the roles that we see you in, TV films, they are quite intense, but I know you reasonably well, and you have got a wicked sense of humour, incredible sense of humour. Was this as much fun to work on as it appeared?
Oh, try, lad. Well, you know, you bang on the money there. I've done quite a lot of heavy, intense work over the past few years. And Hannah read this. It came in, thankfully through Danny. And Hannah read it and just went, I was in the kitchen, she just shouted in, right, you're doing this. And I was like, what? And she went, you're doing this, you can do it having some fun, a little bit light-heartedness, you know what I mean? You and Danny will have such a laugh. And I was like, all right, sounds, I haven't even read it yet. And she's saying I'm doing it. So I was like, all right, sweet. And then I read it and I loved it. I thought the script was great. But on set, you know, and I'm not just saying it because we're talking about it now. And it's not that. I'm not just saying it for the benefit of the people who are listening. You know what I mean? It was probably the most fun I've ever had on a set. And I've been lucky, you know what I mean? I've done some really good stuff and some great things. But I've never laughed so much. What used to happen was we'd do a take and all that, and I'd try and get it nicked when it was on me. 9 times out of 10, I'd ask if I could go first, you know what I mean? So I could get it out the way. And then about 3 weeks into it, I realised my lip, I had all these little things on the inside of my lip. And I was like, what's going on here? And then I realised when the camera's on him, I'm biting my lip. So I don't, you know what I mean? And I had proper little dents on the inside of my lip. But we just the amount of times we corpsed and the fun we had, and it was just a joy. And Danny's such a gregarious person, you know what I mean? It's a joy to work with him. He really is. He comes with loads of enthusiasm, and it's just a joy. And I really did. I did not but piss myself all day. You know? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just laughing all day. You know what I mean? It was great. And the whole crew as well. When you see the crew, when you see the sound man like that in the corner, do you know what I mean? With a boom, and you can just see him out your corner now, you're thinking, what? Oh, okay. You kind of think, oh, if this comes across 10% of the amount of fun we've had, well, it could be, you know what I mean?
It was a brilliantly written script by Daniel Peake. And as soon as I had exactly the same reaction as Stephen, as soon as I read it, I knew that, you know, you could visualize it. You thought it was like a breath of fresh air, really. I mean, and Stephen and I had worked together years ago on a show called Top Buzzer, about 15 years ago, which, funny enough, was another comedy. And so they attached me to the project. And then when I met the producers, I said, who are you thinking of for the partner? And it was all up in the air and very early stages. And Stephen was the first person who popped into my head, because we've always been trying to look for something. to do together. And like he said, he'd come off the back of Line of Duty and The Virtues, and I think probably I'm predominantly known more for serious drama. So it's just a golden opportunity for us to both, you know, play in the comedy world and show that we're really comfortable with that.
Stephen, the script appears really tight and pacey, and I know that you are somebody who is fond of improvising on set occasionally. Were there any occasions where you had the opportunity to surprise the director?
There's the odd bits, you know, there's the odd bits that you have, but like Danny just said, the script was so tight and the script was so good. There was one or two little bits. One sticks was Danny with the foot. Do you know what I mean? When he holds the foot up, yeah. But we'd play with little bits of it. That's the beauty of something like this, you know, and that's where the producers were fantastic as well. Tom and Sam, you know, having them around all the time, they're very open to ideas, and they'd have some ideas themselves as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's where the director wasn't too precious neither. It kind of left it open for us all to find the right moment within the scenes. You know what I mean? And the comedy's there. It's all there in the script, and then it's just playing with it and embellishing it a little bit. But
we've got a lot. Yeah, the comedy was laugh out loud, but along with that, in Daniel's brilliant script, there's real sort of pathos, and what with the love triangle elements of things. With my wife's played by the brilliant Anna Maxwell Martin, who
fantastic.
Is wonderful in this part, as she is in every role that she plays. And so, you know, that when we first sat down and watched the cast and crew, they showed us all of the episodes, and that love triangle is really strong. That really comes across. And the other elements to it that I thought really surprised me was the conspiracy theory. So the whole idea of the story of who shot Major at the very beginning is something that is explored throughout the whole of the series. So you've got the comedy, you've got the love triangle, and the thriller aspect. So it feels to me like it's a show that is punching well above its weight, and it ticks a lot of boxes.
And all right, I'm thinking that you were responsible in helping to get Anna involved in the project.
I was, yeah. I should have a casting director credit on this, shouldn't I? I mean, you know, I'm going to got a bit more money. No, I was doing a show with her called Mother's Day out in Belfast. She was playing my wife in that as well. And so at that stage, it was just for a pilot. And then she said, oh, is there any roles in it for me? And I went, well, not whether it's the wife, but in the pilot, it was literally one scene. But, you know, she wanted to do it. And then the pilot was a success. And we should give credit to, you know, we got Water and Power Productions behind it, Kudos TV, and of course it's on Sky. And, you know, they have the clout and the ambition to really realise the quality of Daniel's script and the vision of the show. And I mean, with both Stephen and I and all of the actors have felt really supported every step of the way on this. And we've got a phenomenal ensemble, not just the three of us. We've got Richard Gadd, Tracy Ann Oberman, Rosie Cavaliero. I can't list them all, but they are phenomenal comedy actors. Steve Oram. It was just a wonderful time.
And that's the thing, you know, just to reiterate what Danny says, each character is fully rounded, you know what I mean? That each character really serves the story.
Yeah.
And within their own rights, every single one of them brought so much to the table. And then it's kind of, yeah, I'm sorry, Fenners, I'm going to say it's like a footy team. Do you know what I mean? You pass the ball between each other. Sorry, lads, I've got to go there. It's one of them, do you know what I mean? Your left back comes bombing up the wing, and then it's like letting them take that part of the scene. Do you know what I mean? And then you find that you're laughing your heads off at what they're doing because you haven't seen them for a little bit, and then you get together, and then you're like, oh my God, you're hilarious. So it was so much fun. Wasn't it, Dan, getting to work with
it? But Major and Carver are your classic double act. Yeah. I mean, we've got to talk about that because, you know, I've obviously come back and the wiring's all wrong. So the comedy at times can become very slapstick. So I'm the sort of mad one and Roy is the sensible one. So they complement each other really well. It's a classic, a straight man, funny man routine, and you've seen that with Morecambe and Wise and you know, throughout the whole history of comedy. I'm not comparing this to Morecambe and Wise, by the way, but it sort of works. Do you know what I mean? And they just complement each other very well. And I mean, Major cannot really exist without Roy because they're such good friends, you know, and as a partnership, they're completely dynamic. So, and the other thing is, if he does do wrong, Major, the authorities and the powers that be are going to switch him off. So the stakes for this are really high, you know.
Yeah, stakes are high.
Yeah,
it's getting. We're kind of like the adopted bastard children of the two Ronnies meets the Sweeneys. You know what I mean?
yeah. Someone said it was a love child of Short Circuit, and some mothers do have them.
Okay, that's
Are you fans of Police Squad? I don't know if you remember that show, Police Squad, but I absolutely adored that program. And for me, there were elements of that. Some of the, like you said, the slapstick and the running gags, especially Judy. You know, that's not my name. I love all that kind of stuff. Was that, you know? Did you kind of resonate, find elements of that?
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about that a bit. I mean, that's the brilliance of the show, is that you can have real moments of laugh out loud comedy like that, but then it's sort of underpinned with a serious bit of acting and drama. So it's a show that is constantly, it keeps you on your toes, you know. And, you know, it starts out like an episode of Line of Duty, really, what Stephen said. It's shot really well. They've thrown a bit of money at it, and it looks like a class act.
Yeah, and it's playing the situation of it as well. Do you know what I mean? And for me, like on some of the sets, especially when he's getting all his stuff, when he's getting re-augmented and all that kind of things, you know what I mean? And that set to me, you'd walk in and we'd do a little bit, and I was like, oh, there's a little, like we're in CSI or something here, don't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It was all that kind. Do you know what I mean? That nice, pristine white surfaces. But then the way the camera moves was as well. He was like, damn, yes, well, it's an investigation of CSI. I don't know why I spoke like that, but I did. That's ridiculous. So that's kind of what it was, you know what I mean? And every now and again, you clock yourself going, hey, this is all right, this, isn't it? We're having a bit of fun here. We always had a laugh. Yeah. The script was great, you know what I mean? And all the other actors were fantastic. And it was just a wonderful piece to be a part of.
Let's have a look another clip. This is you two guys and Anna Maxwell Martin in what has to be one of the most bizarre on TV love triangles that anyone will ever see. Let's have a look.
Something's been going on here. You've extended the kitchen.
Yes. There was a payout after you got. So I did that, and I also converted the loft as well. So.
Oh, you have been keeping busy. Where's the wine then?
You're running low on butter and hummus.
Oh, Pinot Grigio. Got the same wine Roy always buys. You see? Augmented, nothing gets past me.
Thank you, Roy. Enjoy your wine.
You take this through. I'll grab my bag from the car.
Your bag?
That's just a few bits. We'll have to do a proper clothes shop on the weekend. Lost a little bit of weight getting shot.
No, John. You didn't think you were just going to move straight back in, did you?
This is my house.
I know it is, sweetheart. I think we just need a little bit more time.
Time? I've been dead a year. How much more time do you need?
I know, exactly. You've been dead a year. You know, it ripped my life apart, and then today they tell me that you're alive, but you're part computer. It's just a lot to take in.
I understand. How about tomorrow?
No.
Day after?
No, John. Oh. We just need to get to know each other again.
We don't. I'm still me, the same man that you married, just with new wiring. Improvements, really. Think of me as like Oscar Pistorius.
Probably not the reference I would have come for personally.
No?
Love it. Superb. Just want to talk about your double act. You have got incredible chemistry on screen. And I'm assuming that you are fans of cop shows from now and yesteryear. You obviously appeared in some yourself. But I'd like to ask you, if you would indulge me, who, in your opinion, are the ultimate cop duo?
I don't know why I think this, but I was going to say Dempsey and Makepeace, but they're so not the best. No. Miami Vice were pretty cool, right?
Crockett and Tubbs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm either going to go... I've got two here, they're up in the air a little bit. I'm either going to go Starsky and Hutch, because I used to watch it with my nanny. and I loved it. Or Bodie and Doyle.
Yeah.
That's the one I was going to go. Bodie and Doyle, the professionals.
Yeah, but now you got
Love
Major
it.
and Carver now, so there's no contest.
Where are you going with Dempsey and Makepeace? What were you like?
It was the first thing that popped into my
Turner
head.
and Hooch. Right, it's time now to field you a few questions from our audience, guys. So thanks for bearing with us. First one is from Gemma Peplow, Sky News, and this is for you, Stephen. She says you've been in a lot of serious dramas. You've had a brilliant year with Line of Duty, The Irishman, Virtues, Save Me Too. How have you found exploring your comedic side on Code 404?
Well, that's a great question. At first, you know, my bottle had gone. I was quite nervous actually. And I said to Danny, I can't do this, mate. I don't really know what to do here. And he was great with me. Do you know what I mean? Because he's such a generous actor anyway, and a lovely fella. And he was just like, look, just do what you do. Just play it normally. Just go for that kind of, you know, just find the truth in it. And I was like, okay. And then that's where I kind of found my place in it. You know what I mean? As is with a classic double act, I'm the straight man. So Dan's off doing all these wacky things, and his face, the way, just some of the faces he pulls as me in Stitches. But he's so great. His comic timing is so brilliant. You know what I mean? So I just try and play that kind of fella who's a little bit pissed off and a bit miserable. Well, I am miserable because now he's come back and I've lost his, you know, I'm happy, but I'm kind of, it's that. So I try to play that duality of that drama in it. And then hopefully from that situation comes the comedy. Do you know what I mean? But I really enjoyed it. It was great fun.
Great stuff, mate. This question is from James from Bang Showbiz, who wants to know how important do you think it is for all of us to have a laugh while watching a show like Code 404 at the moment, given the tough times we're currently facing? Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, like all TV shows have seemed to take on a bigger relevance actually now, because it is tough times for all of us. We're all in quarantine and lockdown, and I think if there's ever a time where you need a bit of levity and to laugh and to you know, just enjoy a TV show, I think, you know, Code 404 is the show for you. You know what I mean? I think I mean, of course, we all wish that we were not in the middle of a global pandemic and things weren't like how they are. But you know, if you need a breath of fresh air and put a smile on your face, then watch a bit of Code 404.
Sophia from BT says you both clearly get on very well. Did you play any pranks on each other or get up to any mischief on set?
No. Well, I know we put on about 20. We added on 20 minutes at the end of each filming day because we were laughing so much, which was to the annoyance of the producers and the director at times. But I'm not sure. Did we play any pranks? I can't.
No, we didn't.
I don't think we did.
The only thing was, you know, trying to finish on time because we were laughing so much. But it wasn't just me and him, do you know what I mean? It was the rest of the cast as well. And obviously, you know, the crew. And if you've got the crew, I mean, the crew just did nothing but crease up. So if you've got the crew laughing, you can't help it. And then sometimes he'd be like, come on now, stop it now. And I'd be like, I can't help it, Danny. And then I'd go, what? And then he'd start laughing and I'd go, what are you laughing at? That wasn't even funny. And he'd be like, no, it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah,
there's an amazing outtakes reel that they put together, which they'll hopefully release at some stage, but it's very funny.
I can imagine. Gemma from Peplow from Sky News again. This is quite an interesting question. The series is all about tech, which we need a lot of during lockdown. How are you adjusting to lockdown life? And what have been the biggest challenges or benefits to both of you? Stephen first.
Oh, it's a good question. The challenge is obviously, you know, not being able to see me ma and that and give me ma a big cuddle and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, and see friends and family, and especially on Mother's Day, that was really hard. And then the benefits, you know, I'm very fortunate. I haven't stopped working for a while. So the benefits for me are to be able to actually spend some quality time with my lunatic family, do you know what I mean? It really is. It's, you know, it's great. We're spending a lot of time together. Anna's got the homeschooling sorted, so that's all right. Like I said, you know what I mean. And that seems to be the trickiest bit, but it's just spending proper time together. It's lovely, it really is for me personally.
I could just about send an email, so it's trial and error with me, mostly error.
Yeah,
I've got to say, I'm actually very impressed with your setup, guys, because I know this looks straightforward, but there's a lot of planning goes into these kind of things.
Yeah,
but that's not really. We can't take the credit for that, lad. You know what I mean? That's Catherine there, who the audience can't see, who's boxed all that. And my Anna sorted our computer out this end. So if it was up to me, I'd be on the phone.
Brilliant. Elliot Gonzalez from Italcatelli asks, which of the TV double acts would you like to have been a part of? I'm going to rule out cop shows there. We're just talking TV double acts. Daniel.
Oh, wow. Double acts. I'm a huge Only Fools and Horses fan, so maybe a Rodney and a Del Boy, but were they a double act? I mean, I'd probably say they're the first characters that popped into my head there.
Who's the Rodney though? Who's the
Rodney? The Rodney, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I, Steve? Oh yeah. I'm much taller than Stephen, so that would be me playing Nicholas Lyndhurst, wouldn't it?
You could play either, really, because you've got a little look of young David Jason, but the sort of gangliness of Nicholas Lyndhurst as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm the love child of Lyndhurst and Jason. Let's move on.
I'll say the likely lads.
Yeah, what a show! What a show that was. Can you both describe the show in 3 words?
Oh, yes.
Who wants to go first? That's a tricky question, isn't it?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Unique. Compelling.
I was going to say that then.
Oh, right.
I'm going to go. Oh, no, I can't have that, can I?
One of them's not allowed to be a swear word either, Stephen.
Fenners.
Do you want to have a think about it? I'll come back to you at the end.
I had one funny. He's just slating me there. Drop me out of that one, lad. I don't know what's happened. My brain's gone so much. That's more than 3 words, though, isn't it? Soft ass.
It's not.
Side splitting funny.
Funny. 3 were not more than 3 words.
Side splitting. That's 2 words.
And funny. Side splitting.
And funny. That's 4.
No, we don't have to say do you, knobhead?
But you've said it, haven't you? So it is part of it. Side splitting funny.
Yeah.
Side splitting funny. I've been told to say.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Sorry, I don't know if we started there. I do apologise. I just wanted to ask you, this is going from me. I've watched the whole thing, and as I said to you, I know I'm gushing about it, but I absolutely loved it, and I binged it, and I got through it really quickly, and I really, really adored it. What for you when you watched it back, or when you were on there? What was the funniest scene? Because for me, I'm going to just, because I was going to not get no spoilers, but the Hotel California scene was absolute genius.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the amazing Rosie Cavaliero in this, and she plays our boss at the police station, and she's just a wonderful actor and hilarious to be around. That was a very funny scene. Yeah, that's a definite standout moment. That there's a certain incident in the first episode though where he consumed something that he shouldn't. Can we say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it at that. That was a fun day to film on. Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
That was my funniest day by far. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day was
It's a bit of an unfair question, really, because there are so many brilliant moments in the whole series. So, guys, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's lovely to see you, be it remotely, and hopefully I'll catch up with you soon in person. Congratulations with the show. It's absolutely brilliant. Code 404, April the 29th on Sky One and Now TV. Get on it, you enjoy it. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Fenners. Pleasure, mate.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for